Hello everyone, Joy here. I'm back with the 6 Minimalist home tour. Let's state the obvious. Besides my adorable, beautiful hair and makeup today, look at this cute little orchid that I got. I just got this as a gift today. Someone gave this to me. Isn't this so beautiful? Now this is, a plant baby, which means, it's going to take some maintenance. I don't keep any plants in my home. I do have another plant at my work. So I'm at work right now recording this. Maybe I could do a tour if I keep them alive for a bit, but I just want to show you. And also it adds some interest in the background. I don't know, better than a simple blank background. I'm evolving, I'm learning. I wanted to talk about the importance of sort of playing a role that you're assigned to, right? I'm not perfect, right? I always talk about how I think perfectionism is dangerous. I think when people try to be perfect, what ends up happening is they either have to feel disappointed when they're not perfect, or they have to lie to themselves and to others, or maybe, trick others, right? Just to uphold an image of perfection. Let's use an example. Maybe you want to win all the time at a board game. So your strategy is not telling people fully the rules of the game, and you know how to play it, so that you can win and you can feel like you're smarter than everybody else and you're just better. But that's not true, is it? If everybody play by the same rules, some days you're bound to lose and some days you're bound to win. I wanted to use that analogy because, again, board game is something that I did for fun. I like to do once in a while. And I just thought of that. And, I would be first to admit that one of the reasons why I talk about minimalism, and arguably I seem very knowledgeable about it, I seem to think about this a lot, it's partly because of you guys, right? When I first recorded the home tour, it was a very random day. That day I just got a plant, so I wanted to show my plant. And that week somebody mentioned, they were like, there's no way you live like this. And I was like, no, I've been living like this for years now. And I was like, I guess people would find this interesting, the way I live. So I decided to record a video. It was just meant to be, mostly a one-time thing. And then I noticed a lot of people view that video. So I kind of sort of got catapulted into this role of making a video on minimalism. And of course, I enjoyed making it. For me, the first 100 subscribers were wild, and I realized people want to hear my thoughts on this, even though it wasn't really my intention to, I guess, become famous about minimalism. Never in my wildest dream did I think this would be the content that sort of gets people listening and tuning in, and that I'll be able to touch so many lives in my own unique way. And there are moments where I felt like, maybe I'm so fake because my home's not that clean right now. Maybe I'm trying to be a better person than I actually am, right? Because, I'm a flawed human being, of course. I make mistakes sometimes. Sometimes I regret things I did or said. Sometimes I get anxious, so on and so forth. Here's the thing. If you're ever confused about truths of life or how you're supposed to live, what you're supposed to do, you don't need to look further than look at the world around you, look at the nature. For instance, I realized, in our society, everybody's unique, right? And I talked about this before. We are all different types of flowers. Again, what it takes for an orchid to bloom fully would be different than what it takes for a cactus to bloom. And that's just the way the world is. We're all different variety of flowers. And I realized sometimes it is our duty to play a certain role. And that doesn't mean we're being fake. That just means we are taking responsibility to play a certain role. Now think of it this way, if you're a child and you have a parent, and if that parent refuses to play the role of a parent, then you'll end up parenting your own parent, then you don't get to be a child. So in that sense, your parent is failing to play a certain role. Even if, let's say, your parent's having a bad day and they don't feel like being responsible, they also want to be, throwing a tantrum, not feed anybody and just worry about themselves. If they did exactly what they wanted to do all the time without taking some responsibility, without playing that role, then their children will suffer. And same thing with teachers. I talked about this before when I was teaching at a university. As a professor, my job is not there to compete with my students, okay? Even if I see that some of them are better at something than me, then it is my job to foster their talent. And it is my job to also discipline them if necessary. And educate them, right? This is my job. I'm not there to party with them, although there could be certain aspect of it. I could have a good time teaching. but that is my role, right? This is why we also get furious whenever we hear news about people in a trusted role, like let's say a nanny who endangered a child, a religious person who took advantage of their followers, so on and so forth, because every one of us have a role to play in different positions that we choose to be in. And I realize, although sometimes I feel quite fake in calling myself a minimalist or even having a channel where people watch, because it's not really, I don't really spend 90% of my time worrying about minimalism, although it might look like it. It's not who I am as a main thing, but for this channel, this is my role. And I just want to put it out there. I know if you're someone like me, sometimes self-awareness and being sensitive can be borderline self-harm, because I used to be like this. I'll give money to a homeless person, and part of me in my head would be like, wow, you're amazing, you're so kind, you made their day. And also part of me is like, why do you try to be a nice person? You're so fake. Do you know what I mean? We all have these critical voices. And at the end of the day, I always say it's about prioritizing, right? Minimalism is about prioritizing, is figuring out what matters to you the most. And once we choose to play a certain role, it is almost our duty to stand by that role. And even if we feel short, even if we fall short, and even if we're not always playing the role very well 100% of the time, the beauty is in trying. As my channel grows, people are going to wonder, if I'm minimalist enough, not minimalist enough. People who know me in real life would be like, why do you care about minimalism so much? You don't even talk about it when you hang out with us. Well, it is because this is one of the roles that I chose to play, because people wanted to see me play this role, right? And they continue to encourage me by watching my channel. And I just wanted to talk about that because I think, especially if you're young and you're a woman, self-doubt can be a very crippling thing. And there's huge aspect of imposter syndrome. That's not even gender specific, but I can only speak from my own experience. And sometimes our self-doubt, disguised as humility. It's like, oh, I'm just being humble. I'm just being, nice. But sometimes it's not your duty to be humble. Sometimes it is your duty to say that I can do this well, and deliver. And if you fail to deliver, try to deliver more. And I think there's something beautiful about going out of your comfort zone. And it was never really my forte to be like, hey, I want to take a leadership role in this role. I want to take charge here. I think I always prefer to be like the second in command. But I realized it left me feeling a little less fulfilled, right? Because, just like anybody else, I want to reach my full potential in certain aspects of my life, if possible in all aspects of my life. Although I know it's impossible to be perfect, I do strive to be the best version of myself. Even on my YouTube channel, fully owning up to being the content creator for this channel, being a spokesperson for minimalism and any other philosophy that it teaches me. I realized that's kind of where I want to improve as well in my life, and I'm taking full responsibility. Although I do my best in playing the role of a minimalist, I'm also not naive to think that excuses me from playing other important roles in my life. For instance, a while back, someone talked to me, I think it was one of my subscribers, I think it was during a live streaming. Someone told me my opinions about a minimalist that they know. I don't know who this person is, but apparently there's a minimalist who's a parent. But because they are practicing minimalism and, living off of communal living or something, they're not taking care of their child. And they're asking me what my opinion was. And of course, my opinion is that just because you practice minimalism doesn't mean you can, not perform the duty of a parent, right? And also, I'm very wary in a way of any type of philosophy, any religion, really. Any thought process, any excuse, any good things, seemingly good things, distracting me from the simple truths of life. Do not let any philosophy become an excuse or a crutch for you to lean on, or an escape route, so that you can, avoid ever showing up to anything. It's okay to take a break. It's okay to allow things like minimalism, any kind of philosophy, to give you comfort in times of need. but do not let it be an excuse to stay in the same place. As I always say, whether it's my own opinions, whether it's my videos, my version of minimalism, or any minimalism, whatever philosophy, do not let it stop you from living your life. Always use any type of mindset, any philosophy, any thought process in a way that it serves you, in a way that it helps you live the most fulfilled life, in a way that allows you to perform various roles that you chose to play, that you're needed to play. Do you know what I mean? That's what I want to talk about for this week's intro, and without further ado, let's start this week's Minimalist Home Tour. Let's go! Hello everyone, let's start this week's Minimalist Home Tour. Obviously, I've washed my bedding, I've done my laundry, and obviously, I'm not particularly staying on top of a household task, and you'll be able to see some signs as to why. Again, my blanket's being washed, but they're not dried yet, and it's in the evening, which means I didn't do this probably during the weekend. So, and today's a weekday, so and over here you can see that's where I keep my current season laundry right here. So this is kind of like my clothing drawer, and any off-season clothes like winter clothes stay in the suitcase. Speaking of clothes, here's one of the biggest signs that I'm not really keeping up with my household tasks. So all these are clean laundry that I need to fold that I didn't fold, that's just hanging on my door handle. So you can see I've been quite not on top of the task. Up here, just a bunch of miscellaneous items, socks and underwears up there, and then just, I keep forgetting to pay the bill. But you can see here's, my bracelet and stuff like that. And I need to take out my food trash, as you can see, bunch of frozen vegetables. One thing I am proud of though, I have been cooking a little bit, and I actually started ordering my water. So I used to have a Brita, but I keep forgetting to order the filter for the Brita. So I actually just end up ordering a bunch of water online, and they deliver it to my door within like half an hour or something. So it's too convenient for me to not do that when I need water right away. But I'm trying to figure out when I would go back to getting my Brita. But over here you can see there's the bathroom, there's my shampoo and conditioner, and up here not much, just my cabinet. I just wanted to show you down here cleaning supplies there, and up here cleansing foam, makeup removal, and mouthwash, toothpaste. Speaking of toothpaste, I want to show you my new toothbrush. I haven't used it yet. I just threw away my old toothbrush. Isn't it so pretty? It's just so simple, and white color. I do like it. Very simple. But yeah, just my skincare products. This is like a blackhead remover strip, but you can see I've still got some ways to go until I run out of toner. And once I run out of this, I'll be using this skincare. You can see there's like my fake lashes just resting there. That's my bathroom. And in here is my work laundry that I need to take to work. I forgot to take just these two, so that's why they're in this huge bag. I did take a big batch to work. You can see my door handles work overtime. They're basically a hanger. My kitchen area, you can see the shoes that are unkempt, because today is like one of those days where not everything is perfect. You can see I need to do my dishes, but you can see I actually cooked my dinner tonight. That's why they're dirty. So it's kind of a good sign, which means I cooked at home, which doesn't happen often. So when I do cook at home, I'm very proud of myself. Yeah, but there's a hair clip. There's a new razor I should take to the bathroom, and I totally forgot about it. I am so good at forgetting things that are like not urgent. I don't know why. I'm sure anybody can relate. I guess I'm not that special. But yeah, over here I want to show you, I have this mat. I actually went to a swimming pool and I used this mat to have like a little picnic with a friend of mine. That was very lovely. Yeah, and I did buy a swimsuit, but they're in the washed laundry bag. I'll show it to you sometime, maybe. I'm not gonna put it on, don't be pervy. But yeah, up here you can see just a bunch of miscellaneous items. I did just order more rice packets, because you can see I've been cooking. I've been eating my noodles also, and again, bunch of stuff in here. Of course, my board game, so on and so forth. And yes, my mannequin head is still in here. He or she has not moved to my work yet. And that's just the home tour for this week. Very simple. And let's just go to the outro. So that was my minimalist home tour for this week. I hope y'all liked it. If you liked it, please like and subscribe. And I'll catch y'all next time with more content. Bye! Bye!